going on, everybody? How you doing, Vince?
What's up, Doctor? What is happening?
Man, it's another awesome. Yeah,
What's going on, Doctor?
got me pumped today, man. You show the guns every week, man. I had to pull mine out this week.
Yes. You got the money guns, bro. You got the show guns, man.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
Yes. I saw the beautiful picture of you with your little son at Denny's. Was it Denny's?
It was Bob Evans.
Bob Evans. That was
Yeah.
quite the picture, bro. I really enjoyed
man.
that.
I appreciate it, man.
Yes.
It was it was his first play, his first production play. He played Jukes in Peter Pan Jr. So
That is awesome.
he did
Awesome.
thank you, man. He did a fantastic job. He's 9 years old and in his first play, and he looked, I'm not trying to put my son over just because he's my son, but he really looked like he has been doing this for years. Like he was
Yeah.
an absolute pro. Just the theatrics, it was just so good, man. He made Captain Hook like $1,000,000.
And was he loving it?
Oh, he loved it. Yeah.
Oh,
he
that's
loved it.
awesome, man. That is
Yeah.
awesome. Good for
Yeah,
him.
they've
man.
been practicing for 3 months. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of lines to learn and all that good stuff.
For
So,
a 9-year-old, bro, that's amazing, man. That
you
is
know,
amazing.
yeah, he did fantastic, man. I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta treat this little boy. And I treat my kids all the time, but yeah, I was like, man, I gotta do a special treat because I cook my family a big 5-course brunch every Saturday and Sunday. And this Saturday I was like, you know what, I'm gonna treat Elijah to his special time with daddy because it was
That's
such a good
awesome,
time.
man. Good for you, man. You're a good
Thank
dad, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Well, I think that's all we got when it comes to it, because we're gonna have to go sharp pivot to not so good, unfortunately. So, Vince, what do you think of Raw, man? Panoramic view of Raw before we get to the specifics.
Chris, from the beginning of this show to the end, and this is what the complaint has been all along, and this is why they've lost me. And I'm going to make an analogy for you here, bro. Everything is just a fight. People are mad at each other, and they're fighting. There's really no basis to why they're mad at each other. It's almost like they're mad at each other because they're supposed to be mad at each other. You know what it would be like, Chris? It would be like watching the Rocky and Apollo Creed fight on a loop over and over and over again, never getting the backstory, never understanding the characters, having no emotional connection to them whatsoever. And you just keep seeing this fight on a loop over and over again, because that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing the same people fight on a loop over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the show, bro. That is the show. Everybody knows wrestling is not real. So we know these matches are choreographed and nobody's really fighting. And when that's all you have, give me a reason why you should be interested.
Vince, to the hardcore wrestling fan, I think this was probably, it wasn't a hit, but it wasn't a miss. And I feel like to the hardcore wrestling fan, that's probably the assessment of tonight's Raw. But the problem is, I don't look at today's Raw as a hardcore wrestling fan. I look at it as a businessman, because I'm a businessman. So I'm looking at, does the casuals, again, we talk about focus group. I bring this up all the time. If I set a focus group down and I said, okay, watch this Raw, how many times did you have the inkling to change the channel to your favorite show?
Mhm.
I I bet at least most of them, if there were 12 people, I would say at least 90% of them would say more than a half dozen times at least. And to me, from a business model, that's a problem because they're not going to be inclined to turn back to Raw. And that's the thing. If you've lost me in
Yeah.
hour one,
Yeah.
if I'm a casual fan, I'm not going to turn back to hour two. At least give me some intrigue, a cliffhanger. So if I'm watching my favorite baseball, or if I'm watching the NBA Finals, give me something like a cliffhanger, which they tried to do today. I can tell they did it today with the 10 o'clock. This is happening at 10 o'clock. The U.S. title match, 10 o'clock. It seemed like they were trying to have that cliffhanger in, trying to have people come back from the NBA Finals. But to me, just the build wasn't strong enough to keep me there. If I was a
Yeah.
casual fan watching the NBA Finals, who's this theory guy? Why do I care? Okay, maybe Cody, but I'm just not interested enough to come back.
Chris, I got to tell you something in television, man, and I lived through this. Bro, when you lose the casual fan, when you lose a viewer, you use them. And
Mm,
I'm going to give you the perfect scenario, Chris. When my first 3 months at WCW with Ed Ferrara, the last show before we took over was a 2.6.
mhm,
In 3 months, Ed and I were tearing down the old foundation, building our new foundation. And in 3 months, that 2.6 was at a 3.5.
nice.
Okay. In 3 months. Then, bro, politics kicked in. And, Vince Russo went home and Kevin Sullivan and his crew are booking the show. In 3 months, it went back down to a 2.6.
Mm,
They called me back. Chris, I knew we lost them.
mm,
I knew we lost them. I knew we were gaining them and we were gaining the momentum in the first 3 months. We lost them in that next three, and I knew we weren't getting them back. These
mm,
casual fans that have left Raw, bro, they're never coming back. They're
mhm.
gone. They've moved on. They've grown up. They've been turned on to other things. They are gone.
Yeah.
So what you have to do at this point, I guess, is try to create new fans.
Mhm.
Well, bro, what got the fans interested that are now gone? All the things that got those fans interested at the get-go, you're not doing those things now.
Right.
So if the older fans are gone, and you're not doing anything to garnish new fans, you've got the same people watching your show every single week.
For sure. And if you think about it, Vince, your fan base is kind of like deteriorating. It's
Mhm.
not healthy because if like they're at a 1.5 now on several weeks. They got nearly a 1.6 I think a week or two ago. I mean they've been hovering in the 1.5 to 1.78 range, 1.9 to about 2.1 for SmackDown. I think they had like a 1.9 and a 1.5 SmackDown and Raw respectively. So it's like even the casual fans are tapering off. And like that goes to show that you can't blame the NBA finals, you can't blame this or that. It's just at the end of the day, you're not doing enough to keep even the hardcore fans interested. And I just think that's a major issue of like who are you trying to cater to? Who are you trying to attract? Because I've been a wrestling fan for over 35 years now, about 36 or 7 now. And I've talked to a lot of other wrestling fans, and I've actually have. I'm an interview. I'm a journalist, and I'll ask people questions. People who are still holding on or are still hardcore fans. I'll ask them, would you sit someone with you and recommend this product to someone to say, "Hey, watch, I think you'll be able to I think you'll get into it." Unanimously, everyone said no. Like they wouldn't just give them the product or invite them over the house. I mean, you you experienced this. I experienced this in my
Yep.
day too. I mean, back in the day, you used to just bring people over, college and things like that. We used to all watch wrestling together, but
And
no.
Chris, that still works, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you, living proof in 2022 that still works. Bro, my wife is not a sports fan at all.
Mhm,
At all. She's not. We don't watch sports together. She doesn't like sports. Like, that's my thing.
mhm,
Okay. Bro, 10 weeks ago, HBO started that series about the Lakers dynasty called Winning Time.
mhm,
So 10 weeks ago, I was going to watch this show. My wife said, "What are you watching?" I said, "I want to watch a show about the Lakers." Okay. Bro, after sitting there and watching the first episode with me, every Sunday, we're going to watch a new episode. We're going to, for 10
wow,
straight weeks. My wife doesn't give a crap about basketball for
mhm,
10 straight weeks. Why? She got interested in the characters. She got
mhm,
interested in the story. And every Sunday night, she was waiting to see this, has no interest
mhm.
in basketball whatsoever. It still works,
Yeah,
Chris.
great
It
example.
still works when you have something to sell.
Yep,
People will still sit down and watch it. It
yep.
still works, bro.
I agree 100%. Great example there. But instead, we get an amazing Raw, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen.
26 minutes of RKO and the Street Profits to open the show.
Wow, was
26
it nearly a
minutes.
half hour? Wow.
Yes,
Oh
it
my
was.
goodness.
Yes.
That's that, that's a sixth of the entire show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
So
Yep.
all right. Well, they do an in-ring promo, get interrupted by the Street Profits. And it just seems like I despise the way that they're booking the Street Profits. You're trying to like the goal should be to build up new tag teams or build good tag teams or reputable tag teams or tag teams that are in contention. But it just seems like there's this broken record of Street Profits coming to interrupt tag matches just to lose. I mean, they they did it with RK Bro many times. They've lost to Alpha Academy. Like, why do I care? And I like the Street Profits as a tag team, but I despise the way they're being booked. Why do I care about this match, Vince? If I watch this every week, why exactly do I care about this match that's happened and it's happened ad nauseum?
Bro, you know what the thing is, man? If we go back, remember when tag teams were really a thing? The Hart Foundation,
Mhm.
the British Bulldogs,
Yeah.
the
We even
Legion
got a
of
Road
Doom.
Warrior pop, Vince. Like
Yes,
we named the biggest type of
yes,
pop after a tag team.
yes. Legion of Doom,
Yep.
Demolition. We can go on. Mr. Fuji and Professor
Mhm.
Taru Tanaka.
Yeah, that's Tanaka. Yep.
Bro, what it was there was a connection between the two people.
Yep.
You knew the connection. You knew the connection between Anvil and Bret Hart. We were never told why these two guys are together.
That's a good
Are
point.
they childhood buddies?
Yep.
Are they college buddy? There has never been a story told on an individual basis of why these guys are together as a
Mhm.
team. That's a huge problem right there. We saw that with RKO. We saw that. But with Street Profits, did they know each other as kids? Like, we know nothing about the back history and the backstory. All we know, bro, is they go out there and wrestle every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's some
after 2 years, okay, we get it. They're a tag team that wrestles. We're not interested.
Yep. I agree. Good point here. All right. So like I said, every week I'm gonna have y'all a fun question because that's much more fun than Raw is. So the question of the week is what are some of your most memorable babyface turns, some of your most memorable babyface turns. So I'll be reading them as we get into the next segment. I know for me, one of the first ones that stick out is the Undertaker turning babyface. I was very happy about when the Undertaker turned babyface and was turned against a heel Jake Roberts, and it actually led to their match at WrestleMania. And so that one stuck out for me. Anyone stick out for you, Vince?
Bro, the one that sticks out for me, and like I was a WWF guy, but this was, Georgia, Florida, Gordon Soley. Bro, I remember, and you'll probably know the details. I remember Dusty was in a feud.
Yep.
And there was a big cage match going on.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, Dusty had a history with Nikita Koloff.
Yep.
Okay. And I remember, bro, Nikita showed up as Dusty's partner. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yep.
Bro, and I wasn't a huge fan of, that wrestling company, but I remember at the time that was huge when Nikita and Dusty wrestled, side by side. That was a huge moment.
I think they were called the Superpowers, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe, yeah. But I remember, bro, that goes way back. That goes 70s back, bro. But I remember that vividly.
Yeah. I think they were Superpowers in NWA. So Nikita turned babyface, and so I'm thinking NWA days. This had to be about 87. I think it was when
I think it was before that, bro.
So not Nikita. Nikita was not Nikita Koloff. No, Nikita Koloff started around the same time, like Sting and Luger, like all the Minnesota boys, like around Nikita started around 85 or 6 around that time.
Yeah. Well, I do remember, bro, like it was footage too from like a house show. Like they used to do that on Georgia Championship Wrestling. They would show you house show footage, like you aren't supposed to see this.
Yeah, I love that.
And it was from a house show. I remember that, the way they did it. Yeah.
Nice, I love it. His debut 84.
84. Okay, so it was a little later than I remember.
Akita Knuckle Island. Yeah. Rollin with the 199 super chat, my man.
Yes, thank you, Rollin.
Savage at WrestleMania 7 reconciles with Liz. Hogan at WrestleMania 18. Yeah, Hogan was like wasn't even supposed to turn. Toronto turned Hogan that time. But WrestleMania 7. And we get the match made in heaven and match made in hell. Elizabeth, will you marry me?
Very nice, Chris.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like that. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you very much. I'll do another one. I'll do another voice effect when we get to the Judgment Day segment. Young ones will never know. Wyndham turned on Dusty in 88. No, that's a heel turn, right? Wyndham turned on Dusty in 88. Slaughter turning babyface on the Sheik. Yeah, when Slaughter turned heel. Yeah. Thank you, Rollins, putting my Savage impersonation over. Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee. See, stuff like this I can talk about all night long.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Next we get to Theory cuts an interview on hey, I popped for this. See, here's the thing, Vince. I popped for this. I popped for the old school 1991 platform stage interview.
Yeah, no, I like that. We haven't seen that in forever. Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. We haven't seen that in forever. And I bet you they don't do it again.
I hope they do, man. Yeah. I was like, yes, man. This is the old school
Yep.
Ultimate Warrior getting interviewed about Papa Shango, and then
Yep.
the black goo comes down. He's like, Warriors, Warriors, and
Yeah.
man, there's so much. The Savage, I mean there's been Savage interviews, but the DiBiase segment when
Yeah.
RVD was the one bouncing the basketball, and he kicked the ball at the very end. There's a lot of memories on that
Yeah.
platform
No,
stage.
that was yeah, that was a good little touch, bro. That
Yeah, I'll
was.
pop
Yes.
for that, man. That was great.
Yeah.
Next we have oh yes, we have Edge cutting another cheesy cheesy cheap heat promo. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? The reason why you do not like me is because I'm better than you.
I need one of those, man. I need one of those bad, one of those modulators, man. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Just super cheesy promo, Vince. I was like, oh man, like he's like he's doubling down on the cheesy cheap heat, man.
God, I almost think it's a rib because I expect so much better from him than that,
Yeah.
bro. Like seriously, like what do you like? Is this a rib like that we're not getting or?
The haircut now, the Rhea Ripley style haircut now. You know.
And bro,
Well,
and like here's another thing. It's stuff like this that like I'm just like, so Rhea Ripley has a match against what's her face, Liv, right?
Liv Morgan, yep.
Why are Damian Priest and Edge allowed to stay out there? Why is the referee just allowing them to stay out there? Because, bro, if that were the case and I was a single wrestler, I would just get 3 or 4 of my friends and parade them out there with me every time to the ring.
Correct,
Like,
Vince.
I don't know.
Correct.
Like these are the things I can't stand. These are
And
the
if this
things
was
like that. It's so insulting to watch the show when these two guys are outside. They're gonna get involved, and the referee's calling the match like it's even Steve. Like, oh,
right.
bro, it's pathetic. It's freaking pathetic, bro. It
And
really
if
is.
these were the days of Toots Mont, Vince, you would need
Oh,
your manager's license. Come on, where's the manager's license at?
gee whiz, bro. And bro, and the whole idea with the manager's license was, bro, what was Jimmy Hart gonna do? What was Bobby Heenan gonna do? They weren't wrestlers that could get physically involved in the match, bro.
Right.
Paul Bearer didn't get physically involved in the match, bro. It's a whole different thing, bro.
Yep. Yep. They were distractions, if anything, but they could distract if they wanted to because they had their manager's license. They had the ability to go out there and accompany their people. You can't just have 2 people out there with no proof of a manager's license, Vince.
Just stupid.
And like you said, otherwise anybody can just go out there whenever they want, you know.
Yep.
If someone like if I just because manager's license don't exist anymore, it didn't exist then, but we're playing the gimmick here. But if the manager's license don't exist now, wonder if I just like was in the back. If I was someone like a someone who's basically been in catering for a while now, say like uh what's his name? Squeaky Cedric, and we'll get to him in a bit. Say for weeks, Squeaky Cedric was in catering. And why don't I just come out during like a world title match? Because I just wanted to distract the champions and try to get my way into the title match. Why can't I just come out and do that if I didn't have a manager's license?
Well, bro, first of all, if the referees are nameless and faceless, then they're not important.
That's true.
So, like, if you're never going to establish the referees to begin with, then yeah, bro, have them be complete imbeciles that are going to let all this stuff happen because we don't know them by name anyway. So who are we going to cut a promo on?
Which is a problem to me too, because I'm good friends with Marty Elias, and you know he was telling me about this. I've interviewed him a bunch of times, and he was telling me about like how Vince like made it a thing that he didn't want identities for referees anymore. I'm like, man, the Tommy Youngs, my
Makes no
good
sense.
friend Joe
Makes
Hamilton, Nick Patrick, you know what I mean? Like Danny Davis, you know what I mean, becoming a part of the Hart Foundation. I mean, referees had identities before, man. They were part of the pie.
Yep.
Now, faceless, nameless,
Yep. And
no
then
identity
and
whatsoever.
bro, in boxing, the referee was you always knew the
Oh yeah,
referee. They were always a part of it in boxing. I mean, the
yeah,
referees. I mean, umpires are still a thing in baseball. We know
yeah,
the good umpires. We know
absolutely.
the bad umpires.
Yep.
That's a Vince thing, bro. But whatever. I just can't stand the fact that these guys are going to be allowed to stand out there and do whatever they want to do, and
Yeah.
no consequences whatsoever.
Agreed. Awesome sauce for $2 super chat, bro. Chris, it's raw. There's no logic. LOL. Yes, that is true. But we're going to continue to double and triple down of how illogical it is because that's what we get paid to do. All
Yes.
right. Kenny Bolin, Mills Lane. Good call. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mills Lane. Yep, the great
Mills
Mills
Lane.
Lane. We even used him on an episode of Raw, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Next we get what's next? So Rhea Ripley defeating Liv Morgan.
And
Also,
then and
this
then
was
Ba
weird
and
to
then
me
Bella came out and had a match with
with
Damian Priest and had
Damian
AJ as
Priest
backup. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Edge interrupted. But I find this really weird. Um, Rhea Ripley joins the Judgment Day group yesterday, and she has this like back and forth last minute win match against Liv Morgan. How in the world does that develop her character from this evil menacing turn
Because,
now
bro,
to having a fifty-fifty
here's
match?
exactly what they did. This is exactly what they did, Chris. It's 3 hours, so they have to eat up
Stretch
time.
out. Yeah.
So they have the long match, and then they get the heat at the end.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking at. So the long match didn't mean anything, didn't even take place because we got to eat up time. We'll just get the heat at the end of the match. That's what they did.
Horrible. Horrible.
Yep.
Rollin, my man. Woo. You are going in today. Shout out to Rollin. Ed said, quote, I was one who broke up your favorite tag team. I honestly didn't know that Rhea and Liv was my favorite tag team. Shame on Edge for this. Good call, man. Very nice. Very, very nice. I agree with you 100%. Rhea Ripley and Liv was not my favorite tag team. Neither were there anyone's favorite tag team that I know. And none of you, 3 million plus fans have ever told me or made it clear in the Legion of Raw shows that Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley were your favorite tag team. So I don't know exactly what he's talking about with that. So that one was a bust. Next we get MVP Lounge with Omos. So we talked about Finn Balor and Priest. More heat from Judgment Day with Edge doing the spear. They do a sweep spear connection now. MVP Lounge with Omos. Squeaky Cedric comes back out. He cuts his promo again and as squeaky as ever, ladies and gentlemen. Man, why in the world are they dogging my boy Cedric Alexander? He is being used as such just a lame
Yeah.
lackey, just nobody now, man.
Again, bro, leaving the house on a weekend, leaving the wife, leaving the kids,
Yeah,
going to and this is what you're doing tonight. Okay, that was worth it.
I'm gonna get ragdolled
Yeah.
tonight. I'm gonna cut a very scathingly obnoxious promo, get ragdolled, and that's it. All right, I'm going
What,
home.
what did this accomplish that we haven't seen 10 times?
Nothing,
Like,
Vince.
come
Nothing.
on, bro,
Nothing.
please.
Nothing whatsoever. Next, we get Adam Pearce announcing that Sonya Deville's WWE official contract has been terminated, and she's now only an in-ring competitor. And she gets a surprise opponent. The surprise opponent is a returning Alexa Bliss, who's with Lily again, and a replica of Lily, according to the therapy sessions that she had, and she squashes Sonya Deville. So is this? I mean, what does this lead to?
Well, there were two things to this that were absolutely atrocious. Okay. First of all, Sonya Deville sell when she sees Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
What are you so afraid? Like,
yeah, I agree.
this ain't Taker. It's
Yeah.
freaking 5'2" Alexa Bliss. So what is she so shaken of? She was talking to herself and this, that, and the other thing. That's number one. Number two, this is how you're going to bring Alexa Bliss back.
Right.
Oh
That was the one
my
I was thinking about.
God,
Yeah.
bro. The last time they brought it back was in the doctor's office. That
Yeah.
was a fart in church.
And that all led to a elimination chamber spot, which
Exactly.
she lost.
Exactly. And now she just makes her return cold against Sonya Deville. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how you treat a star. That's how you make stars, right, bro?
What a lackluster, return. It's been 3 months since she's competed in we've seen her on TV, and even before that, it was September, Elimination Chamber. I was actually, I'm not Elimination Chamber, but Extreme Rules. I was there actually with the whole her and Charlotte gimmick, and she was off, for months. Did the whole? She was gone for a few months, and then for a few weeks she did the therapy thing, a lackluster return, and then nothing. They didn't have anything to do with her for 3 months. I know she got married to Ryan Cabrera, but I mean, 3 months we haven't seen her. And now you just bring her in a very lackluster spot, man. This doesn't build her up whatsoever.
No.
Not
This
one bit.
is listen, this is not how you treat a star. Obviously, bro, they don't look at her as a star. This
Mhm.
is not how you would return an Austin. It's
Agreed.
not how you would return a Rock. This is not.
True.
This is how you would return Steve Lombardi.
The Brooklyn Brawler. Shout out to
Yes.
the Brooklyn Brawler. Very nice reference here. Purple Bond. 5,000, $5. It's like $5,000. Very nice. $5 super chat, bro. Vince, bro. I agree with you, Becky Stardust. I mean, Becky Lynch just playing cosplay. It's ridiculous with her character.
Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous.
Yes, indeed. Very, very much so. Ezekiel and Ken Owens. Ken Owens segment. He's Kevin Owens' older brother. Alpha Academy interferes. He ends up taking the gimmick off and end up beating up Ezekiel. Can you explain to me again why Kevin Owens is the only one who's bothered by this?
Yes, he made it clear in the promo. Did you not pay attention?
I don't pay attention to these segments, Vince.
He can't stand liars. That's why. That's what this is all about. And all you people are liars. Every one of you are liars. And I can't stand liars, doggone it. That's why he's
He's so
concerned
ruffled.
about.
He's so impacted and
He
influenced
can't
because he
stand
doesn't like.
liars. Yes, bro. He's got a
Wow.
deep-rooted issue with liars. Yes,
Mm,
that's the
man.
story. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that'll put butts in seats, Vince.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Backstage segment: Adam Pearce, Asuka, and Becky Lynch. I wasn't feeling this, man. And again, I'm an Asuka guy. They are just burying my girl, man. Like I like if you have a fan, you have an Asuka fan here that is losing interest in Asuka. I mean, how bad can you get with building your character?
Meanwhile, bro, she does. I don't know if you probably seen him online, Chris. She does, or she was doing. I don't know if she does them anymore. Bro, she does like cooking videos online and stuff. And she is so freaking likable.
Yes, she is.
How do you turn that into I got green goop painted on
goo.
my I don't understand it, bro. Her videos are so entertaining and so personal, and you really like her. But no, we got green goo, and okay, all right.
And she's
Okay.
very pretty. And like it's just like I don't like what why are they doing that?
I
Like
don't know.
when she first came, it was just like some slants type of deal.
Yeah.
and it
Didn't
was
somebody
based.
once didn't she get sprayed in the eye with mist or something, and then she's had it on ever since then? Isn't that how it originally started? Something
I
like
don't
that.
know who would have done it.
I
The
could have
only person
sworn
who
that
was
I could have
the only
sworn that's how it started, bro.
the only person who was spraying mist at that time was Aleister Black. So that might have been the
I could have
case.
sworn, bro. I don't think
Um,
it was Missing Link.
it may have been Missing Link. You know
It
what?
would have
Since you
been
said,
great if it was. See, now that I'm interested in. If
yeah, that'd have
Missing
been
Link
nice.
shows up next week and starts spitting green mist at people, I'm interested.
I'm in. I'm in, man. I'm in. Next we get Vermahan versus Frank Loman. Poor segment, but I was thinking this, Vince. I said, you know what? I would be interested. This is what I would be interested in doing, seeing. I would be interested in Veer doing this for like the next month or so, right? And a star is developed by actually beating him. Like he gains all
Like
this
one,
heat.
1, 2, 3 kid and raise
Yeah,
him.
like exactly
Yeah.
Waltman and
I'm in
Ramon.
for that. I'm in for
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
bro. I'm in for
I'm
that.
like that to me, that is what would make all this make sense.
Yeah.
Just building all this heat to feed to someone who's just going to be 50-50 in 2 weeks. I don't
Yeah.
buy that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's just basically how it's booked right now. He's
Yeah.
just going to be fed to another baby face who's going to be 50-50 in 2 weeks.
Yep.
But at
I
the same
agree.
time, you can do a kid and razor type of deal with 3-4 weeks down the line, one of the local guys actually, he slips on the banana peel and he loses. And I think that would have more of a payoff with this than to just feed him
Yeah.
to
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
yeah. That's I would be cool with that. Like this guy looked. I mean, he looked like he could be one of the guys. You know what I mean? He looked good.
Yeah.
But I was like, when I saw him, I'm like, yeah, I don't think he makes sense to fit in this spot. It needs to be smaller guys. But I mean, I remember Leon Ruff did that in NXT, and he ended up being NXT champion. It wasn't necessarily like some big person who was having heat for weeks, but Leon Ruff was a relative unknown. And then, he ended up winning the NXT North American Championship. So I think that would be a good payoff. But other than that, I'm not buying it, man. Dylan with the $5 super chat, bro. Shout out to the SK Nation. Y'all are killing it tonight. Hey, Vince, just watched your awesome shoot interview
Yeah,
you
that
did
was
with Paul
sad, man.
Orndorff. Yeah.
That was sad. That one hurt. That was very sad.
Mm, what
Very
was
sad.
sad about it? I didn't see that.
Just the condition he was in, bro.
Mm,
Just very frail and weak.
real.
It was very, very
Uh,
sad for me. Yeah.
yeah, that's very sad. Very sad indeed. Is he in the hall?
I think so. He's got to
Is he?
be.
SK Nation, is Paul Orndorff in the
I
Hall of
think he
Fame?
is. I'm pretty sure he is.
He better be. Let's see. Next we have Cody Rhodes defeating Theory by disqualification because Rollins attacks Cody Rhodes after a match. Okay. So he says 2000. Okay. A few people saying 2005. Okay. Thanks, guys. So Cody cuts a promo and basically saying that the chapter is closed. He beat Seth Rollins on 2 straight pay-per-views.
Right. Right.
But what is next? So Hell in a Cell's in a few weeks. So it seems as if somehow by losing 2 match earns him some type of match. And I think they're going to gimmick it up. I think it's going to be a Hell in a Cell match. So is it a trifecta of losses by Seth Rollins now against Cody Rhodes? I, I think that
Bro,
this is going to be a setup for Cody.
let's just be real simple. Remember Ali Frazier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I believe Joe won the first one. I believe Ali won the second one. But my point is, if it's Ali Frazier and Joe Frazier wins the first 2 fights. Does a third fight mean anything? And then what, bro? If Ali wins the third one, then we got to have a fourth one so they can even it up.
Right,
and then we're going to get to the best of five. Like, what are we doing here, bro?
Correct.
You beat the guy freaking twice. Why do we need a third match, bro? So then if it's 2-1, what, Rollins is going to come back? I want to even the score. We're going to do this again, bro, so we can make it 2-2.
There's no such thing as a rubber match if there's 2 straight wins.
Yes. You think they even know? You think they know what a rubber match is?
I don't think so.
I don't think they do either, bro. I don't think they have any idea what a rubber match is.
Yeah, very, very sad to see. It just to me, this doesn't make sense. But they probably will gimmick it up though. And it's like, okay, so you've already made your point. You've beat Seth Rollins twice. Beating him in a cell. Okay, what does that do? You've already did what you need to do. It seems like they're really trying to build Cody up for Cody Reigns, probably either Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, which I'm not opposed to. I personally think that Drew should be the one that should beat Roman Reigns in September, since it's their first pay-per-view in the UK in a long time. So I think that would be a good time to beat Roman Reigns. I don't mind Cody and Reigns at I don't know. What do you think? They're both stadium events. Money in the Banks in July in Vegas, and then SummerSlams in Tennessee. Which one would you, if you had to pick
they
one?
might want to make a big splash in Vegas, like, when they go to those big towns, they like to do something big,
Mhm. Yeah. AEW's had events and I think they're double or nothing events in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. So that would be kind of a tie-in with Cody. So yeah, I can see that. I can see Cody and Reigns at Money in the Bank in July. So I do think that I think that Cody will be fed to Reigns, which I actually am. I'm fine with that. Um, I don't. It doesn't matter to me which one it is, which month it is, as long as Reigns is continue to get that heat to give it to. Ideally, to me, it would be Drew. Um, who else do you? I mean, we've talked about this before. Who's there? Who's there to beat Reigns at this point?
I don't know, bro. Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Then someone would have to win the Money in the Bank match, and then it's just the development of characters nowadays, man. It's just so suspect. It's absolutely ridiculous. So speaking, perfect segue. We have Dewdrop come back after a long hiatus to give Nikki ASH a pep talk just for the following week, the first time that they compete as this new gimmick together, they lose. They have a jobber entrance. They don't have any type of nothing. They have a jobber entrance and they lose against the champions. And somehow Dewdrop's arguing with Nikki ASH as if she didn't lose with her.
I've got a different perspective on this, and I want to see if somebody from Sportskeeda Nation can help us with this.
Okay.
You are a professional wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
You are getting ready for your match. You got a big match against Naomi and Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting ready for it. You're stretching out, whatever you're doing. Okay. At what point do you go into makeup and have them put on false eyelashes? And why? And why? Like, so you're ready? Big match coming up. Okay. But before I go there, I gotta go to makeup, and they gotta put my false eyelashes on.
Yeah.
Why? Why are we doing that? Can somebody explain that to me? It's the most bizarre thing in the freaking world to me. Women wrestlers wearing fake eyelashes to wrestle.
And it's and the fact that they lose them a lot while they're in the match, and you'll see like Bianca Belair, like one eye is out, like one lash is out, and the other lash.
It is the most bizarre, ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
I think, I mean, to me, they don't. It's not necessary. Like it's like they're beautiful women who don't need that. You know what I mean? Like it's just like yeah, yeah. They're you know they don't need it. There's more I want to get into that, but we'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Ciampa, don't call me Tommaso Ciampa, beats Mustafa Ali because the Miz is a special guest referee. He pulls the speaking of referees, he pulls the Danny Davis on him, the fast count, and so more toward this Mustafa Ali Miz feud that again I don't know who cares about.
I can't even believe you're saying that. Wait, what was that again? What's this feud?
Mustafa Ali Miz feud.
Bro, come on. How can you say that with a straight face? How can you say that with a straight face? Come on, man. Oh my God. Bro, let's move on to what I think was the worst thing on the show. I could not believe this, bro. Lacey Evans is telling her story about an abusive father or an alcoholic father. She is reading off a teleprompter.
Oh, they've been doing that for about
But to
4
tell a
weeks
story
now.
like this, bro, this is the JR sit down, bro. This is the
Yes.
Oprah
Definitely sit
Winfrey.
down.
Like,
Yes.
this is to get the real emotion. She was reading it off a prompter, and you could see that she was reading it off the prompter. This should have been a very, very, very emotional interview. And this
I
ain't
agree.
Lacey Evans' fault. But I mean, at some point, Lacey Evans has to say, you really want me to read this? You
Yeah.
could tell she was reading
It was
it
clear.
straight word for word off a teleprompter, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And it takes away the genuineness. Like this here
Absolutely.
for me, I'm a therapist, and so like it resonates with me. Like people
Yes,
say
I'm
this to
with
me in
you.
my office every day, so it resonates with me.
And bro, not only that, I wanted to resonate with me. I wanted to. I want
Yes,
to feel her pain. I'm not going to feel her pain reading off a teleprompter. Come
correct.
on,
Yeah,
man.
I
What
agree.
what
Yeah.
are you doing, bro?
I think the sit down idea is perfect because it gives her the opportunity to be genuine. Because this right here is something I can sink my teeth into. This is real. This is something that can be an amazing babyface type of build. I don't know why she was on Raw because she's been on SmackDown for over a month now,
And bro,
and she actually appeared on SmackDown.
God forbid in a sit down, God forbid she breaks down and cries. Oh, we don't want that. We don't
Right?
want to see that type of emotion, bro. When she's talking about her old man, we don't want to see that. Nah, let her read it off a teleprompter. You
Yeah,
guys they're out of their minds, bro. Like
yeah.
they've lost their freaking minds, bro.
And all the raw just feeling that comes with this story,
Gone,
you know,
gone. Yep,
uh, not a
yep,
fan.
yep.
24/7 divorce segment, Vince, you got anything on that?
No, I don't watch those.
No,
I
I'll
don't
skip
watch
that
those.
too.
No.
Bianca Belair versus Asuka. To me, this build was horrible. You have Bianca Belair, you have Asuka, two people who could be main eventing WrestleMania. Bianca has main evented WrestleMania before, and like you have this type of match to be a contenders match. If she beats again, Vince, what in the heck is going on with these contenders matches? You have to beat the champion to become number one contender. This is the weirdest, ridiculous thing that I've ever
It, ju-
seen
it,
in my
it,
life.
it it gives you two matches out of one. I mean, that's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what it does. It gives you a match this week and it gives you a match next week or the week after. That's exactly what it does, bro. Exactly
Horrible,
what.
man. Just horrible. A contenders match.
Bro,
What?
and here's another thing, bro. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, bro. But bro, I've produced 1,000 interviews. Okay, bro. And bro, okay, you want to come in wearing sunglasses. Okay, Bret Hart, you want to wear your sunglasses. That's great, Bret. But about 10 seconds in, You want to make sure you take your sunglasses off so we could see your emotion in your eyes. Savage did that all the time, bro. Whoever wore sunglasses is a gimmick. They'd have them, and at the point when they had to get serious, they'd come off and boom.
Because it adds a layer to it.
Becky Lynch is sitting there with her cosplay glasses, no emotion, no nothing. And I'm like, okay, like, give me a break. Like, is everybody clueless in that company? Or is it just a few? Is it company wide, or is it just the people in charge? Who are the clueless ones there, bro?
Yeah. CWC, Vince, company-wide cluelessness.
Gosh, man, I've done it a million times, and the boys got it. They understood that.
Yep, I agree. Yes, indeed. It's unfortunate, but what's not unfortunate is channel attitude, man. Let them know about it.
Check it out, everybody. Channelattitude.com, where we celebrate the freedom of speech. Join us if you want to support us. Channelattitude.com.
And if you don't subscribe to Channel Attitude, maybe you will be the next recruit
for Judgment Day.
But before you come over and subscribe to Channel Attitude, Chris, before you do that, you got to put on your false eyelashes first.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You have to send Vince Russo a pic on Twitter with your false eyelashes first, and then we'll do it. And ladies and gentlemen, channelattitude.com, tootsmot.com. Go check your favorite
Toots.
This is the Legion of Raw, everybody. Have a good night. So long!